Back in high school, and still to this day actually, one of my favorite motivational songs has always been So Ambitious by Jay Z and Pharrell. And yes, of course I know, Illuminati, secret societies, all these dark agendas, and all that stuff. As a truth seeker, I do feel like I have to mention that every time I reference one of these Hollywood/celebrity people. Even though, of course, every time that I'm going to mention one of them, it's always going to be for a positive motivational purpose. If I'm actually going to be referencing and using one of their points or quotes or songs. But a very powerful line from that song, So Ambitious, is, "I'm different. I can't base what I'm going to be off of what everybody isn't. They don't listen, just whispering behind my back. No vision, lack of ambition, so whack." So in today's video, I'm going to explain to you guys why you have to start believing that you are the outlier, and why you have to stop listening to all the stats that try to convince you why you can't do something. Because most of the time, if you're going to live your life based on statistics, you're going to end up miserable. So without further ado, let's get to the video now. What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the Jared and James channel. I'm Jared Weiss. If you guys didn't know, that must mean you're not subscribed to the channel, so you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts on this video. Make sure to follow me on every platform, and if you guys haven't done so already, make sure to buy my book. You guys can find the link in the description of every video, as well as in my bio everywhere. Make sure to go to jaredryanweiss.com. That's jaredryanweiss.com. Find the links to purchase my book, so be sure to do that if you haven't done so already. I'd really appreciate the support. Thank you. So, it's so important to not base who you're going to be off of what other people couldn't do. People are always going to try to tell you all the stats, stop you from even trying.
And it's a lie they tell you over and over again. It's how they get you to give up.
But you're not just another stat. There's always going to be outliers who are going to succeed in spite of the odds against them. The odds might be 1,000 to 1, but as long as that one is you, as Kobe Bryant used to say, I'm going to take those odds any day. So, what is the actual purpose of using statistics? Oftentimes, it's essentially to show you the average.
Average people talk normal. Average people talk problems. The greats talk solutions.
This is the outcome that the average person should expect based on what all these people have done. But what statistics don't take into account is how we each have different sets of strengths and weaknesses. And on top of that, there's also always the possibility for self-improvement.
And I'm here to tell you that you don't have to be stuck with what you got.
And leveling up beyond our past self. You might be at a certain level right now, but who's to say that a year from now, or 2 years from now, or 5 years from now, your whole outlook could change drastically? Or what about the case when it comes to modern medicine? They want you to think that all of us are like robots, we're all solely mechanical, we don't have a mind, we don't have a spiritual component, an emotional component, and they want you to think that you could just plug this in or plug that in, and boom, something magic happens. But in reality, that's not the case. There are several components that go into making us human and making us who we are. And neglecting any of those components could be the difference between succeeding and thriving versus failing miserably. Or what about when they try to tell you that only 10% of people survive this? Most people are going to see that and give up.
You're telling me to quit?
I said give up.
But what if you were in that 10%? Or what if right now you may not be in that class of people, but if you give yourself some time, you give yourself the right inputs, you can transform yourself into that person who can do that thing, who can accomplish that healing, whether from a physical, mental, spiritual, or emotional standpoint. It's like the famous story that I often like to come back to is when it comes to Roger Bannister and the whole 4-minute mile. Before he'd broken that barrier, everyone, including scientists, experts, had considered breaking the 4-minute mile impossible.
Ah, we can't do it. Who are we kidding?
But as far as I like to see it, no one has come into this world with your unique set of DNA, your mindset, your ability to turn coal into diamonds, and your specific higher purpose for being here. It's on you.
It's on you.
Always has been.
And as I often say, I believe that anything is possible for all of us, but not everything is meant for us. So right now we may have our goal as one thing, but while on the journey to achieving that goal, we may actually end up on a totally different path and end up achieving something far greater than what we initially set out to do. And I'm not going to say that statistics are completely useless. The purpose is, of course, to help us predict future outcomes. However, imagine if you lived your life solely based on statistics. If every challenge you were going after, if every goal you went after, you first calculated the odds of that happening.
Calculated my odds.
Only taking risks or going after things that were probable, quote unquote, do you think you'd achieve your higher purpose? Would you actually end up happy? Would you achieve anything special or meaningful? Or would you end up like the majority of our society today, depressed, obese, lazy, dependent on medications to survive, and to put it simply, living far below your potential? So remember, take every statistic with a grain of salt. Remember that you are the outlier if you choose to be, and you can be the one who leaves everyone shaking their heads, wondering how that was possible. Next point I want to address, in my case, imagine if like I didn't go after my dunk goals and my dunk journey as someone who's only 5'6" because I looked at the statistics and said, oh well, it's highly improbable, maybe even impossible from a statistical standpoint. So I may as well not even try. But now here I am all these years later since having started that journey, and I'm closer to dunking than like I've ever been before. I mean, as you guys can see on the cover, look how high I'm jumping. And by the time this video comes out, this cover will have actually been a few months ago, so like I may even be there now. I may be jumping higher.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
And yes, it has taken me many years to get to this point.
A few inches later.
I've gone through plenty of failures, mistakes, injuries, and of course drastic health challenges, which I never could have anticipated back when I first decided to embark on this journey. But I've learned way more in the process of who I'm capable of becoming, what I'm capable of achieving, and to prove everyone wrong who used to make fun of me for trying to jump this high, and everyone who said I would never be able to even get close to touching the rim. Once again, touching rim as of right now, and maybe by the time this video comes out, possibly even higher.
Everybody want to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
Who knows? Or when it comes to my whole health situation, having gone through a whole life-threatening illness and subsequent healing journey, which I'm still on at the time of this video. And of course, as I always say, healing isn't a destination, it's actually a journey that's lifelong, because the body's always healing and there's always going to be more healing to be done in your life as a whole. But what about when the doctors told my parents I might not make it? But hey, look at me now. I am a statistical anomaly. And how did I become that? Because I believed in myself when others didn't. I would much rather know the percentage of people who gave up on their goals and who quit too soon after a year or 2 years.
I'm done. Through. It's over. I'm gone. Finished. I quit.
Because knowing that is gonna help me way more than telling me why this can't be done. Because I would say that like the majority of those things that quote unquote are impossible are actually seen as such because the people who try going after them gave up too soon. Gave up when the going got tough. I mean, how many podcasters give up after a year because they're not getting Joe Rogan numbers? How many entrepreneurs give up after just a few months of starting their business because they're not making enough money? Great things take time. Nothing worth having comes easy. And so, as I always say, if you're not in this for the long haul, you may as well give up right now. Are you going to be the one who gives up too soon? Right before your breakthrough? Or years before that even? I mean, I saw something recently that Joe Rogan didn't make any money on podcasting for the first 5 years of doing it. He was just having fun with it. He didn't actually expect it to like turn into like this whole career where now he's like the #1 podcaster in the whole world.
He was #1.
Andy Frisella, the guy whose shirt I'm wearing, the first like 10 years of business, I'm pretty sure he made like the same amount of money that he currently makes probably in like a few hours or a day. The Professor, probably my favorite all-time basketball player, didn't even play college basketball. And now, how many of us know him as like the best ball handler in the world? See? So, just because things aren't happening for you right now, doesn't mean that like those things won't be possible a few years from now. But the key is, you can't base who you're gonna be off what all these people couldn't do. Because you're different, you're special, you have what it takes. If you have that vision right now in your head, it's there for a reason. Don't lose sight of that, and you got this.
Don't lose that confidence.
Let's go. Use what all those doubters, naysayers, haters are telling you can't do, and turn that into the reason why you already see that as done. Use that hate, turn it into fuel. Use your support, turn that into fuel, and become everything that like they said you couldn't, and everything that you believe you can right now. Use all those things that like they're telling you can't be as that lighter fuel that's gonna ignite your dreams and set you on that blazing path forward. Use those haters as a guide to remind you of why you're doing what you're doing. They're just showing you what has to be done. Because if they don't see it now, and if they don't believe in it now, they will by the time you show them how it's done. Stay grinding, stay hustling. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Be sure to drop a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. Make sure to buy the book. Check out the website, jaredbryanweiss.com. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.